Many of the world's top beach volleyball players began their quest for professional glory at youth and junior level. Well, back in September, Turkey hosted the 10th annual Swatch FIVB Junior World Championships in the popular seaside resort of Antalya, where many of the next generation of stars were competing. The tournament was staged on the shores of the Mediterranean and set against a Taurus mountain backdrop. And this prestigious double-gender event for players under 21 attracted a total of 79 teams from 32 countries. In this first report, we'll be concentrating on the women's competition, which consisted of a qualification event, 2 days of main draw pool play and 2 days of single elimination. The eventual winners being crowned world champions and rewarded with a main draw wildcard to a future World Tour event. This incentive promised a hard-fought competition. Well, Germany's hopes lie with the talented pair of the 2008 World Youth Champion Chantal Laboureur and Victoria Beinek, who won the same title in 2009. Despite being seeded 5th, the girls were effectively a novice team.
In Germany we played one tournament together and we trained 2 weeks together in Germany, but it's the first international tournament with her.
Yes, we practiced a little bit at Berlin at home 2 weeks. And personally, we understand very well and we try to bring it on the court. From match to match, we will become better.
Chantal has also played on the World Tour this season with her partner Claudia Lehmann. Good experience perhaps, but constantly playing country quota can also have an adverse effect.
It was hard to play country quota every week, but I think it's good for the German players that they have so much good players. And we had some games against other world teams.
Germany's established star Katrin Holtvik won a silver in this event back in 2003, and she was in Alanya to offer the girls some moral support.
I try to give them some tricks and informations which hopefully help them to get far in the tournament.
Our trainer staff there are many men, so it's good to have a woman there. And Catherine is very experienced playing beach volleyball, and so she can give us many tips for the games. It's great to have her here.
Catherine is a good friend of me, and she has always good tips. She looks the matches of us very close. She's very nice. She always claps for us, and it's very good that she is here. Yeah.
So, having come through pool play, what did Katrin think of the girls' chances?
Yeah, for sure, we are hoping for a medal, but step by step we will see it. We hopefully go for the semis.
As the last 16 teams gathered to receive their Swatch watches, the tournament supervisor spoke about the passion that radiates from these talented young players.
There is no prize money, there is no points for the world ranking, but it's just the pride of being there in a world championships representing your country, and from 1 year to the other the technical level is improving a lot as the federations are really investing more with their junior projects, so I think we are really on the right track here.
In sweltering, sun-drenched conditions, the teams that eventually reached the semi-finals had already played twice that day. Chantal Laboureur and Victoria Beinek made it, where they faced the pairing of Marta Meningatti and Victoria Orsi-Toth. Now, the top-seeded Italians continued their unbeaten run, with Meningatti using her World Tour experience to full effect, taking the match 21-19, 21-12 in just 40 minutes. In the second semi were the undefeated number 2 seeds, Fabi and Julia. The Brazilian duo faced the Americans Tara Ranicki and Summer Ross, who were seeded at 4. Ross had previously won the World Youth Gold Medal this year in Portugal with Jane Crowson. And it was the American pair who clinched a final berth in just 36 minutes, winning it 21-15, 21-18. But the Brazilians did bounce back to take the bronze, which meant disappointment for their opponents Chantal Laboureur and Victoria Beinek. Marta Meningatti looked in the zone before the final as Team USA quietly went about their warm-up. The match was to be played in dusty, intense heat, and it turned out to be the longest of the tournament for either gender. The Americans came back from a set down to win it and beat the Italians 19-21, 26-24, 15-13 in an astonishing 74 minutes. Summer Ross became the first athlete to win youth and junior world titles in the same year, and she's still only 17. So bronze went to Brazil, Fabi and Giulia, silver to Italy's Orsi Toth and Menegatti, and gold went to Ross and Rannicki, who were understandably thrilled about their success.
I think that match was very intense, and it was so much fun, and I liked the fire that we kept, and we just played calm throughout the whole thing, steady, 1 point at a time, and didn't look too far ahead. So it was good. Good win.
So it was time for a well-deserved dip after that hard-fought victory for the newly crowned World Junior Champions. Next week, we'll bring you the highlights from the men's tournament here in Alanya. Time now for our second report from the Swatch FIVB Junior World Championships. It's an event that has in the past launched the careers of many top beach volleyball players. Well, back in September, the tournament was staged in Turkey on the shores of the Mediterranean in the popular seaside resort of Alanya. Set against the Taurus Mountains, this prestigious double-gender event for players under 21 attracted a total of 79 teams from 32 countries. Last time round, we saw the American duo Summer Ross and Tara Rannicki take the women's title. Now we're concentrating on the guys. Similarly, their competition consisted of a qualification event, 2 days of main draw pool play and 2 days of single elimination. The eventual winners being crowned world champions and rewarded with a main draw wildcard to a future World Tour event. So with that incentive in mind, a hard-fought men's competition was guaranteed, and like the girls, they didn't disappoint. Many of the young athletes in Alanya were experiencing their first taste of international competition, and in situations like this, the role of the player's coach becomes vital. So, for this event, the New Zealand pair Sam and Ben O'Dear enlisted the help of fellow Kiwi Kirk Pittman, who partners Jason Lockhead on the Swatch FIVB World Tour.
But I took up the challenge and I told myself that I think I'd learn a lot from it, and I totally am, and I don't regret it at all, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm learning a lot even from coaching these boys and to put in my own game as well. He's been really good this whole trip, and his partnership, him and Jason, I think is quite similar to me and my brother, which is good. And he also, he knows the skills very well, so yeah, he's been around, he knows what he's doing.
The brothers' first pool match was against the Australian duo of William Mercer and Casey Grice. It was a tough encounter that went to a deciding third set where, disappointingly, the Kiwis let slip a 14-11 lead. Well, after winning their second match, the O'Dear brothers missed out on reaching the last 16 after narrowly losing to Brazil's Vitor Felipe and Alvaro Filho. That defeat against the Aussies had cost them dear.
Did we missed some big opportunities at the start of the tournament, so I guess if we can learn from that and really get into game mode at the start of the big one, then hopefully we can do well next year.
But overall, how well did Kirk feel he coped with his first coaching assignment?
That's a tough question. I think I try and keep them in a good frame of mind and try and work on a lot of small things and things that maybe they don't see that can even help them out in the future. Also, fingers crossed they stick at it and they'll be bright stars for New Zealand in the future.
Well, the vast array of talent on show in Alanya had been challenged by the fierce Mediterranean sunshine and the humidity throughout the week. Eventually, though, the competition did yield a final four. In the first semi-final, Austria's Peter Eaglesseer and Felix Korreman, who'd battled all the way through from the qualifying competition. They faced the 18th seeded Garrett May and Sam Schachter. Garrett, you may recall, was a semi-finalist in this year's World Youth Tournament in Portugal. Well, the Canadians were unbeaten in the competition, and that run continued as they fought their way into the final by beating the Austrians 21-19, 21-17. The second semi also featured a team from the qualifying event from Russia, Ruslan Bikhanov and Andrei Bolgov. Their opponents were no strangers to this competition. The number 2 seeds Vitor Felipe and Alvaro Filho were silver medalists in Blackpool in England in 2009. Well, the number 23 seeds took the first set, but the boys from Brazil fought back to clinch the contest in a tiebreak. On the morning of the final, we caught up with the young Canadians as their hour of destiny approached. So had the boys kept an eye on their opposition?
No, we haven't. We were actually given direct orders from the coach to just take it easy, concentrate on our own game, and we'll let whatever happens, happens.
In the bronze match, Eaglesir and Koreman defeated Bikhanov and Bolgov to give Austria their first medal in the 10-year history of the event. Yes! And so to the much-anticipated final, where Felipe and Filho took the first set. But they were forced into a deciding third as the Canadians fought back and then went on to clinch the title 21-23, 21-16, 15-13. A truly monumental day for Canada, their first medal in this competition. So the Austrians came from qualification to take bronze. Brazil took their second junior world silver, while all the eyes were on the winners, Sam Schachter and Garrett May.
It's pretty unbelievable. I think we're still in a bit of disbelief. I mean, it just happened, and there'll be a big celebration tonight, and I'm sure it'll hit us later on tonight, and we'll have a big party.
Well, congratulations to all the winners, the players and the tournament as a whole, because Alanya staged a great championships. And as a footnote to that Canadian success, it was announced earlier this month that the 2011 Swatch FIVB Junior World Championships will be held in Halifax in Canada. We'll all look forward to that one.